Oh, it is.
Yes.
Spinning.
Okay. Oh, I didn't have time to stretch, you guys. Oh, I gotta stretch. Okay, you guys. Happy Friday. Hello to everybody. It's Friday. Make sure that you go to our website, chicksontheright.com, and then click on our happy little faces and go and subscribe to our newsletter. Okay. You got to do that. You got to do that. Also, I have a point of personal privilege. If you are in the Waco area, Waco, Texas area this weekend, and you happen to be doing the Waco Triathlon, my husband is, get this, I think this is the most hysterical thing. He's volunteering. He's volunteering at the Waco Triathlon this weekend, which is a legit full triathlon. He is going to be a peeler.
What is that?
This is the thing. This is the thing where you...
A peeler?
He's the guy that peels the suit off of people to get them from the swim to the bike. Okay, like that's what
are they all like in full wetsuits?
Yeah, because they're going to be in the water doing like I don't know how many miles in the water or something like that. And then when they get out of the water, like he's gonna. And I go, okay, so let me get this straight. You're going to be peeling women's clothes off to get them on a bike. That's what you're gonna. Of course,
you volunteered for that.
You volunteered for this, like fit women. You're gonna be peeling clothes off of fit women. You volunteered for this, and he's like, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be men too, I think, but I mean, mostly women. I'll probably gravitate towards the women. Yeah. So, anyways, if you're doing the triathlon, my husband may very well peel some clothes off of you. So,
wow,
that's the thing, you guys.
Awesome.
You can be a peeler. I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, that's this is new information.
Yeah, and it'll probably get like
a
free T-shirt or something. So, anyways, that's happening. Yeah,
he's a peeler.
He's a peeler.
Like it's voluntary but permissible stripping of other women.
Yes. Right? I mean, somebody said it's stressful stripping because they're like, oh my God, I got to go get on a bike now. And it's like, let me peel your...
It's the Waco wiggle.
Yeah. Isn't that hysterical? I just thought that was so funny. I'm like, have fun with that, hon. Have fun taking clothes off of other women. Okay.
That is awesome. Right. That is awesome. Jody Patterson, thank you very much for that super sticker. Appreciate it. Menendez, he's gotten more charges. So now he's also been indicted with acting as a foreign agent. So that's really great. So
that's fantastic.
We've got some really fantastic, awesome people representing. And then when it comes to the House, man, what a freaking mess.
It is a complete crap show there.
So Scalise has withdrawn because he simply does not have the 217 votes and no one else does either. And so what the hell they're going to do? What are we doing?
Well, they didn't know that. They didn't know to begin with what they were doing, which is what we talked about before. So there was no plan, as evidenced by now.
That it needs to be somebody from the outside. Like, I don't know that anybody in Congress right now believes in anybody else in Congress right now. So maybe they just need to find somebody from the outside, like a congressional jungle boy, if you will, that will come in and just say, what WTF are you idiots doing? Let's just get to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's that going to get to work? But who's that going to be? Who wants to do that?
That's the question.
Yeah. Who's that going to be?
So it's just a mess. It's an absolute
crap
show.
And we need to get that done ASAP because we are in a big...
There's things going on.
Maybe just a few.
So
just a few things.
We need a functional government, and that is something that we just don't have right now.
Yeah.
Luke. It's hot Luke. Hot Luke.
It's hot Luke. It's Hook. Hot Luke.
Says, good God-given Friday morning, Ms. Miriam, Ms. Amy Jo. God knew what he was doing when he made you two best friends because he knew we would need your presence daily in this nightmare we are living.
Is so
Love
sweet.
You. Oh my God.
The sweetest thing. You know what? Do it again. Do it again, Mom. Oh my God. I love that so much. That is so sweet.
I love being able to do that. It's the greatest.
No.
Don't worry, Tommy. I'm going to get to the Dylan stuff. People are asking why my name is
we will.
Mulvaney. We will absolutely get to that.
Will.
And Gas Can, thank you. He says, happy Friday, y'all. I don't know if we have a good speaker candidate. Right. That's my point. Like, maybe we just don't. Everybody has there's no trust among even Republicans in their own party. So maybe it's time to pluck somebody out of the society. You know, maybe it's one of you people. Maybe it's one of our audience members.
Yeah, but then it's still math, you know, you still have the math to do. And everybody's so fickle.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I don't like the way, you know, his earlobe looks. And so I'm going to Seinfeld this out and I don't like it. No.
Well, that's the problem. That is the problem, is that there's just not consensus, and we need that. And I don't know what's going to happen, but it's making me crazy that something this basic Republicans can't do. You know what I mean? Like
we can't agree on.
Yeah,
we can't agree on this
state of affairs in our party right now. And this is the kind of thing that makes people sick and tired of the two-party system, which is why we'll get to some more RFK stuff later in the show. But it's why there is, there's so much talk about him. I guess I'll leave it at that. Okay, I'm trying to think. Let's see. We're about 6 minutes in. You know what? Then I think we'll go ahead right now. And before we get to videos, we will mention that there is still a site-wide semi-annual sale happening at omahasteaks.com where you can save 50% on steaks. And if you use code CHICKS at checkout, you can get an additional $30 off during the semi-annual sale. You are so frozen right now. And like your eyes are just frozen shut. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Okay, now I'm back.
There you are. Okay.
I don't know what happened
though. Is there stuff open? Maybe you should.
Nothing is open. Do you want me to get out and get back in?
I mean, if you must.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I
don't want you to either.
I don't want me to do that at all. Do you have like headlines? Do you have more headlines you want to do real quick?
I can wing it.
Okay. Why don't you wing? I'll be right back. Okay. I'll be right back, you guys.
Sometimes she just has like this, she's got the Elon Musk Starlink. And so it can be temperamental. And so sometimes she just needs a reboot. You know how like turning on and turning off your computer is sometimes the only thing that will work. This is probably one of those times. So we'll watch for her to come back. But just as a reminder, if you have not tried the bacon wrapped fillets, oh man, you guys, mouth watering. The reason that Omaha Steaks is so good is because they flash freeze everything and everything is super fresh then when you make it, which is why everything from Omaha Steaks tastes so incredibly delicious. So make sure that you go to omahasteaks.com, enter code CHICKS. That'll get you your extra $30 off during their semi-annual sale. Their minimum purchases may apply. omahasteaks.com. Check them out immediately. All right. It seems better now.
Is it a little bit better?
I think it's a little better. Yeah, I think it's better.
I probably should have rebooted, but I didn't reboot. Okay.
Let's get to some news. So, unfortunately, there have been 27 U.S. lives lost thus far in this whole Israeli-Hamas conflict. And so James Rosen was asking John Kirby about the United States response yesterday, and here is that exchange.
27 Americans killed is a very large number. That is larger than the number of Americans who were killed by terrorists during our withdrawal from Afghanistan, larger than the number of Americans killed at the USS Cole, larger than the number of Americans killed at Benghazi or beheaded by ISIS. And I believe it's accurate to say that after all of those events, direct U.S. military action was ordered by the Commander-in-Chief. 27 Americans killed. Why is it the posture of the Biden administration to just let Israel handle this job, in essence, instead of U.S. forces going in and getting the guys that killed our people?
James, we will do, as Jake said, everything we can to get those American hostages home with their families. We recognize that they are not the only people being held hostage. Other nationalities are included in that group. We don't have enough information right now to make a policy decision about how to do it. So I can appreciate the sense of urgency in your question. Believe me, we share it. But we aren't going to act one way or another until we have enough information to act upon.
They don't have information? That doesn't.
So I'm struggling with that a little bit.
Yeah. How, I mean, I don't feel very secure in that answer that they don't have information. What the hell?
And I mean, I think he means they don't have information about exactly where the hostages are or how they would, deploy any of our people to go and find them and get them out safely. I mean, I get it. But at the same time, just like with withdrawing American citizens from Israel. Yesterday, they were asked about that and they were like, well, there's commercial flights. People can just book flights, right? Well, meanwhile, you hear from like every other country on the planet saying, we're going in and we're getting our people. Like they were instantaneous about it. And the US then had to come out and be like, okay, well, we're going to get some charter flights because they're pressured into it by the rest of the world. And that should never be the United States position. You know what I mean?
We're playing defense instead of offense. And we're constantly doing that. They're having to retract stuff. They don't know what they're doing. It's like the Keystone Cops.
It's embarrassing.
Completely embarrassing. Well, this whole administration is embarrassing. They don't know what they're doing. They're so inept. We got toddlers running the country. God, actually, I think toddlers could do a better job.
Maybe we need a toddler as Speaker of the House.
Oh my God, that'd be so great. At least it'd be entertaining, right?
Well, and then meanwhile, there are complete badasses like Representative Corey Mills from Florida, who is in the process of taking on these hostage rescuing missions. Here he is talking about
Corey Mills. He is working to get Americans out of Israel every minute, that is. And we understand that you helped rescue 32 Americans from Israel today. Can you tell us about those efforts?
Well, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I won't be able to share too many of the details. We're still running operations at this time. There's still a lot of Americans that are trying to get out, many whose flights have been canceled or they've actually been stuck into an area that is no longer creating a permissible environment. So myself, I went in and was very thankful to be able to get, for the second time, by the way, I'll just add, helping the Biden administration who has failed to do their job. The first time I did it was in 2021 when I conducted the very first successful overland rescue of Americans. But here it is the second time doing the Biden administration's work because they have no plan, they have no strategy to get these Americans out who are trapped in these church groups that have been left behind. I just want to point out one thing. The Biden administration continues to want to do these lids, but I think it's about time that the American people put a lid on the disastrous administration that continues to fail in their plan and strategy to be able to, get Americans out or to take into account the foreign policy phobe that they actually create that actually leads to these types of incidents.
Congressman, our Aisha Husty, who is our congressional correspondent, you know her well, is reporting that she's got sources in the Senate telling her that there's a plan to potentially using charter aircraft get some 16,000 Americans out of Israel. That operation might begin sometime in the next 48 hours. What do you know about that?
Well, I haven't heard too much on the actual operation itself, but I do know that the minute that you start seeing a potential counteroffensive or you start seeing General Secretary Hassan Nasrallah from Hezbollah kick in, or you see other proxy militia groups that are headed up by people like Heidi al-Amri or Qais Khazali out of Iraq and Syria, that could definitely put a damper on things, especially if they start taking any type of indirect fire onto that runway, which would potentially, cause the aircraft to be able to either, one, do an evasive maneuver, or two, cancel the flight path in its entirety. So I hope that they can get in. I hope we can get as many Americans out as possible. And I hope that we don't see a repeat of what happened in 2021 in Afghanistan, where Americans were left behind and abandoned by this administration.
My God, you think they would friggin' learn? I mean, seriously, after what oh my God.
And can we just say, can you just do the purr?
That guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you women were thinking it, right?
I saw some people saying it.
Yeah.
That he is
fine. Yeah. That man is a man.
That's a man. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's like we got John Kirby being like, well, we just don't know. We just don't know what to do.
There's just no information. We have none.
I mean, it's just such a contrast, right?
Oh my God. We are so void of leadership right now.
Yeah.
It's
exactly. That's exactly
God.
Right. Yesterday, I know we touched on this quite a bit. The fact that there are journalists, and of course I use that term loosely, asking just ridiculous questions. Like we showed that clip of Andrea Mitchell asking a mom who was grieving the loss of her family, in this unbelievable moment, asking her to comment on Palestinians. And the mom was like, if you're looking for some symmetry with these two countries and what they're going through right now, you can literally F off.
Yeah, that woman had a lot more grace than I would have had.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I mean, she's not alone. There are journalists also. There was a press conference of some sort with the Israeli president, Isaac Herzog, who was like was bewildered by the line of questioning. Here that is.
Were left behind and abandoned by this administration.
You seem to hold the people of Gaza responsible for not trying to remove
No, well, I'll
Hamas.
tell you.
Now, let me finish.
Do you hold a missile in your kitchen, in your living room?
Can I ask my question?
A missile that is sent on our head here, and if there will be a siren, it's a missile from that kitchen. With all due respect, if you have a missile in your kitchen and you want to shoot it at me, am I allowed to defend myself? Yes.
No one
That's
is,
the situation.
But the question is this. Ultimately, you can't remove the people of Gaza. They're going to be stuck in this neighborhood.
So we have to fight. What do you want us to do?
Well,
so we tell them, get out, and we fight against the launchers. We are fighting terror. Humanity has to decide. Are we accommodating terror or are we fighting terror? We are fighting terror. I agree. There are many, many innocent Palestinians who don't agree to this. But unfortunately, in their homes, there are missiles shooting at us, at my children, at the entire nation of Israel. We have to defend ourselves. We have the full right to do so. And it's about time that the world understands it. This is the tragedy of using terror. And terror there's no mercy to terror.
What I've learned over the past week is that some countries are allowed to fight back and some aren't. Some people are allowed to fight back and some aren't.
Yeah.
Right. This is what I've seen. This is what I've heard over the past week. And it's disgusting.
Yeah. And I mean, again, this is a country that is fighting just to be a country. That's literally all they want, is just to simply exist. And they have all of these terroristic groups who want nothing more than to wipe them off of the face of the planet.
Yeah, and
when you have kids on college campuses here celebrating the terrorists, it's mind-boggling.
And the bottom line is they're being attacked because they're Jewish.
Right.
It's like it's astounding. And they're not allowed to fight back. Why? Because they're Jewish? I don't. It's so gross.
It is. It's vile. And there's another example. This one gets a little more heated. This is Sky News, a Sky News journalist questioning the former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali. And there's some words here.
And what about those Palestinians in hospital who are on life support and babies and incubators whose life support and incubator will have to be turned off because the Israelis have cut the power to Gaza?
Are you seriously keep on asking me about Palestinian civilians? What's wrong with you? Have you not seen what happened? We're fighting Nazis. We don't target them. Now, the world can come and bring them anything they want. If you want to bring them electricity, I'm not going to feed electricity or water to my enemies. If anyone else wants, that's fine. We're not responsible for them.
This is the point.
But you
this
keep
is the
on.
point.
I want to tell you. No. Listen. You listen to me right now. I've heard you enough.
No, I understand. We're trying to have a conversation here. Listen, this is my program. This is my show. And I am asking the questions. You're raising your voice, and I've asked you, and we've already stopped, please, and let me finish. We've already distinguished between Hamas.
I want to tell you, shame on you.
You're trying to speak over me.
We are not. Shame on you.
It's nothing about shame. We're trying to have a conversation about a very serious situation here, and you are refusing to address it.
Jump over immediately, and again, you
absolutely not. You are incorrect.
They are responsible, because I can tell you that when the UK,
absolutely
when Great Britain was fighting the Nazis during World War II, no one asked what's going on in Dresden. It was the Nazis targeting London, and you targeted Dresden. So
listen,
shame on you if you go on with that false narrative.
We're not talking about that, and in hindsight, many people have listened. And in hindsight, many people have readdressed that kind of carpet bombing.
Babies. Oh, I see. Now you're Mr. Clean. Shame on you.
Absolutely not. And I'm not. Listen, Mr. Bennett, I am not in the military. I am a journalist asking you questions. Are you going to let me ask you a question, or are you continue shouting at me? We've already distinguished between Hamas and the Palestinians. I'm asking you very directly. What do
you want to ask?
Is going to be done to make sure that those innocent people don't get killed as innocent Jewish people were killed on Saturday?
Well, we're going to target Hamas. And we're telling Hamas that if you use anyone as your human shield and you're going to shoot at us using human shields, that it's their responsibility. Listen, mister, if someone is shooting at your children and hiding behind a human shield, will you shoot back or not? I'm asking you a question. Someone's shooting at your children, but hiding behind civilians. What's the answer? What would you do?
What's your answer?
Mr. Bennett, I'm not here to answer your questions. I've asked you your questions and you have not answered them directly. All right, we'll stop. We'll leave it there.
I guess you will. You're going to leave it there because you can't answer that question, buddy, can you?
Wow.
No. It's unbelievable, right? And I swear we've seen it. We said it yesterday. I think we said it the day before. Israel is like, we're giving you time to get out. We're giving you time. We're giving you warning. Get out.
And who does that in the middle of a war?
Nobody does
exactly.
Nobody does it. Hamas didn't do it. Hamas like parachuted in and just started killing people at a music festival. This is what we're seeing. They are terrorists. Oh my God. Like, how can people not see the difference?
I don't know. The equivocating is just out of this world.
It's unbelievable what we're seeing going on. It's unbelievable the people that'll rationalize terrorism.
Yeah.
I just cannot with these people. I have no time for them. None. And I see it like when I handle our Instagram, you handle our Twitter. I see people will come to our Instagram feed and they will rationalize terrorism. And I have no time for you. Bye. I will block you. I have no time for people that do that. None.
Alexandra, yes. Alexandra says, remember when anti-Semitism was condemned and not encouraged?
Right.
I miss those days, man.
Yeah,
you said it, sister.
But you know what? They're coming out of the woodwork. And I am so glad that we get to see them, because then we can see them and then I can go, I know who you are now. And so much of it is tied with wokeism. So much of it. It's like we're seeing it in our schools. We're seeing it in all these like upper echelon institutions in our government. We're seeing so many liberals are anti-Semites, so many, and we're seeing it full display.
And there's another great example of that, and it comes in the form of AOC.
United States, our responsibility is to the stability and the security of the region. That means being able to support, yes, Israel in its defensive capacities, right? In its ability, in that context. But it also means that the United States has a responsibility to ensure accountability to human rights, to prevent the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, and to ensure that horrors do not happen in the names of victims who do not want their tragedy used to justify further violence and injustice.
Right. Beautifully said.
Remember,
there was the response to that.
Remember when she was like, I'm not an expert on geopolitics.
I'm not a geopolitical expert.
Not expert.
And here's why her words ring so hollow. Her words ring hollow because of photos like this. And the caption, this is an AP photo. This was literally on the day of the terror attacks. And it says, Palestinians in the West Bank city of whatever this, I can't read it because my little cursor's in the way. Celebrate on October 7th after terrorists from the Gaza Strip infiltrated Israel. Does this look like a people that we are supposed to be, you know, worried over and crying over and sympathizing with? All of these people want to kill the entire country of Israel.
Yeah.
They are celebrating the terror attacks. And that's happening here at home. The celebrations are happening right here in the United States as well.
Oh my God, they want to kill you. They don't want to just kill Israel. They want to kill you. Are you kidding?
It's just, it's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're next in line, right? We're next in line. They take care of Israel and the Jews, and then we're next.
It's like, if you think differently, then you've got your head straight up your butt. If you think differently, seriously. Yeah. It's like so many of these college girls that are like, oh my God, like free Palestine. Okay, well, go marry one of these guys and see how well he treats you.
Stephen Miller had the best tweet about all of these ridiculous pro-Palestinian protests, because there's still some people out there who are trying to insist, no, these protests aren't about celebrating terror. No, this is just for pro-Palestinians. This is pro-Palestine. It's not celebrating terror. Well, here is what he said about that. He said, quote, every single protest that you're seeing is because Hamas executed, raped, tortured, beheaded, and kidnapped over 1,000 innocent Jews, including children and the elderly. There is no, Hamas is bad, but let's take to the streets anyway. They would not be out in support right now without what happened last weekend. And if they will gather in solidarity and in support of that, they will rally in support of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly that.
Yep.
I mean, it's just horrifying. I look at this photo and I just can't. I mean, how do you, and the kid, we're going to get to the college campuses and what's happening there in the next little montage, but it's unspeakable to me that there are people that are like, yay, dead babies. You know what I mean? Like, what in the world is wrong with you?
We see a lot of liberals doing that too. Like before this, you know, I mean, it's not surprising that liberals are saying, yay, dead babies, because we've seen a lot of that before, but still, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And, you know, AOC is one of those people that calls the Gaza Strip an open air prison. So Ami Kozak, who we played a little bit of yesterday, he had a great response to that.
Projection. When you claim that Gaza is an open air prison and use that as a justification for taking men, women, children, grandmothers, the disabled, and babies into captivity. Projection. When you falsely claim that Israel is engaged in ethnic cleansing, when in fact hundreds of thousands of Jews from the surrounding countries of Israel have been expelled, kicked out, eliminated. When the current Hamas charter explicitly calls for the eradication and murder of all the Jews in Israel and worldwide, when in the name of human rights, you celebrate the blatant human rights violations committed by Hamas towards innocent people, rape, murder, torture, kidnapping, in the name of human rights? You read about the atrocities of the past, the stains on our moral conscience as human beings. You find out that a lot of them were justified and designed by men in suits, by intellectuals. The Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, the extermination of Jews in Nazi Germany. I don't wonder anymore. I don't wonder. And I'll finish by saying, Jordan Peterson has said, all of the early Nazi propaganda against Jews was rooted in compassion. Wow. Projection.
So
exactly right.
Profound. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's and the thing that he did yesterday, it's like there are so many times in my life where I've been like, how could that happen?
Yeah.
How could Nazi Germany, how could all that, how could the Holocaust happen? How could it happen? How could people, it's like, I would never happen now. And then you look around, you're like, I know how it happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, you often hear the phrase never forget when it comes to the Holocaust. And it's like everybody has collectively, at least at the university level, is where you see it the most. They've completely forgotten.
They have lost their freaking minds.
Oh my God. And we've got some really good examples of that to get to. But first, want to remind everybody about dogs.
We gotta talk about dogs.
And our new BFFs at Coat Defense, who make a fantastic product, lots of products actually, from shampoos for dogs that have the sensitive skin to this amazing powder, which you spray. It's a preventative powder. If you have dogs that are super stinky, and it's like the kind of stink that you don't like, because we do like the yeasty feet.
Yeah.
The yeasty feet smell. I know that's like weird, but and
then they're telling us that this is bad. And I'm like,
right.
Is it though? Is it
really bad?
Right.
But it's not great. Right. And so if you have a dog that you have taken to the vet a zillion times for itchiness that won't go away, even when you put them on
and their ears,
expensive. Yeah. And on the expensive prescriptions like Apoquel or whatever, if your dogs don't respond to that, this is like a miracle cure. You should
It's amazing.
absolutely try it. So many people do. In fact, let me just tell you the coat defense. I'm going to tell you there are 3 top reasons that people get coat defense. The number one is because their dog is itchy and all the pharma in the world from their vets did not do anything.
Right.
This works because most itchy dogs have the itchiness due to yeast, and this eliminates that. So if that's the issue, you've got this in your toolkit. You also have this. This is what I use on Ella's weird like wound thing that she has on her back. It's the paste for wound care, also amazing. Then they have balm, and this is great like in the in dry climates when your dogs get like the cracky little their toe beans get cracked or their noses get like all chapped. This is like this. Look at it. I'll show it to you. It's like a balm that you just put on their little noses and on their little toe beans.
Their stuff is amazing. We have my kids have a German Shepherd, major problems, and it has like solved so many of his problems.
Really?
Oh my God, he's been a nightmare ever since he was born, and in and out with all the drugs, but he loves this stuff. It's the greatest.
And now he's like a whole new dog.
Yeah.
So again, it's for itchiness, it's for smelliness, because this, a lot of times you're buying products that just mask odors, but because those odors are due to yeast, a lot of times that powder will take care of that. And the shampoo, it doesn't strip your dog of like the oils that they need in their skin to keep them looking shiny and to keep their coats looking great. The Coat Defense shampoo doesn't do any of that. They don't have those stripping oils. And so your dog's coat is going to stay looking awesome. And so if you've got any of those issues, and I know you probably do because these are very common afflictions with dogs, now is your chance to try Coat Defense. When you go to coatdefense.com, you can save 15% off when you use our code CHICKS at checkout. So if you've got stinky, itchy dogs, you've got a solution. It's Coat Defense, coatdefense.com.
We love dogs. We love them.
Love dogs. All right. Let's talk about what's going on at colleges. Jesse Waters, oh my gosh. So he had a few examples of just the absolute lunacy that is coming out, the terrifying lunacy, really. The things that these kids are saying out loud is just shocking. Here's the clip from Jesse Waters' show.
Today happens to be the pro-Palestinian National Day of Resistance. American students are standing with terrorists.
The support for this protest is the decolonization and removal of the apartheid state of Israel, which has no legitimate reason for existing. Right. Hamas have emerged from a structure that Israel has created.
I mean, hear me out. We striked first because we wanted our land back. That's what people do when they want the thing back. And we killed people because they've been killing people for us.
You guys are associating that Hamas is a terrorist organization. It's a resistance. It's a resistance movement, and we need
This is a propaganda war.
They striked first, you guys. Yeah, they got that kid got into college. Just FYI.
I mean, that Yale chick said out loud that Israel should not exist. That's what college kids are saying out loud.
Right. This is happening. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's like just madness.
It is. It's absolute propaganda craziness. And like the FBI should be on college campuses.
Yeah,
looking for people
today's
there.
The global day of jihad, according to the Hamas president or whatever.
You're going to be scouring college campuses? Seriously, that's where they
need to start. That's where they need to root out the problem because, oh my God, this is just bonkers. Now, we're not the only country that's dealing with the crazies. And, this is the kind of stuff that makes me think when people say diversity is a strength, this is when I'm like, nope, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's actually horribly, horribly bad for countries where people will not assimilate. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with having a melting pot that people assimilate into. I don't know why there's been such a fight and a pushback against that. That's what makes a country have a culture.
Right. If people freaking melt.
Right.
In the melting pot. Right. But people don't want to freaking melt. They want to come here and then they want to destroy the people that live here. That's what they want to do. And that's not a melting pot.
And they're mostly doing it because they've hated where they come from. And so then when they try to like put all of the place that they escape, and then they come to a country like the United States and say, well, let's just go ahead and make it the way that it was at the place we escaped from.
Exactly.
What?
Why?
So in London, there were family members of kidnapped hostages who were putting up flyers just to show the faces of their family members. And these psychos were ripping them down. And for what reason? Well, this is what they said.
Why don't you do something for Palestine? Why don't you? This is for Palestine.
They're not mutually exclusive. It's children. It's children. It's innocent people.
Okay, what about the children in Palestine?
That's not. It doesn't make it. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
They're just disgusting. Disgusting people.
Yeah. Wow.
And then the protests are taking place all across the country. The University of Washington, I think this was, the UW campus. These Jewish girls, these students were forced to face all of these protesters who are screaming literally out loud at them that they should be killed. And I can't imagine the emotion that causes, but you can see it in this girl who is pleading with an administrator to make it stop. Here she is.
No, they want our people dead. They want us killed.
And so part of it,
She's talking to like some administrator on campus.
Yeah.
And he's probably like, well, I mean, you're fine.
They want us dead.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable.
Please end it, please.
Sorry for your distress.
This isn't about what happened on the weekend. Why can't they just go up there?
Unbelievable. Meantime, I guarantee you, like at least one of those Palestinian students was like, listen, I'm going to need a safe space from Ben Shapiro if he comes to campus or we can't have him on campus. We just can't.
Right.
And so I bet you they never had any conservative Republican, any speakers on campus because that's too triggering. That's just way too triggering, you guys. I mean, can you even with this crap? It's utter garbage. Our universities are utter garbage now.
They're broken. They're totally
so
broken.
I mean, it's like, and parents continue to dole out money to these shitholes. That's what they are. It's unbelievable. They're indoctrination centers. It's craziness.
And at the same time, as much as I feel for her, I actually had a little spat. I was telling you about this in pre-show with Dave Rubin, because in France, apparently, they have called for an end, like a ban on all these pro-Palestinian protests. And Dave Rubin had tweeted about it and saying, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, finally, this is the right move. And I was like, well, is it? Because I think it's better when these people expose themselves.
Totally.
We believe in free speech. We believe in the right to protest. And so I think it's helpful when the 31 different Harvard groups say exactly who they are so that people know. And that's what I told him. I responded and he was like, but they're calling explicitly for genocide. And I was like, well, then they should be heard. We should see their faces. We should know who they are. And then consequences like the Wall Street exec saying, nope, never going to hire you clowns. That's what needs to happen. So I don't think silencing them is a good idea.
But you and I, we believe in free speech on all sides. So let them root them out. Like we want to see your, I think it's great that we're seeing all the true colors of all these freaking whack jobs. I think that's fantastic. We're seeing it and it's coming to the surface and it's fantastic that we're seeing the anti-Semitism in these lunatics, right? I think it's great. But on the flip side, like we want to see on college campuses, all of it. Like, well, I want free speech everywhere. So I want the Ben Shapiros and I want the Candace Owens and I want the Matt Walsh's and I want the chicks on the right to be able to go speak on all the campuses and be able to do all the things and not be blocked. I mean, that's the whole point of this, right? We want free speech everywhere. And so, yeah, I agree with you 150%.
Oh, come on. Mark. Okay. Mark is like, you say you believe in free speech, but you block people. Do you not understand the difference between being in a public square and having a protest and speaking your mind publicly versus coming into someone's house and screaming in their face?
Right.
That's the difference. If we don't want to see your crap on our own platforms, we are not eliminating your freedom of speech. We're simply saying GTFO our house. And if you can't see the difference, you've got some serious issues with you need to learn civics and learn what actual freedom of speech actually means before you say blocking me is censoring my freedom of speech. Get bent. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It isn't the same thing, because this is our house right here.
Right.
It's kind of like coming to my Facebook page and calling me a bunch of names and saying a bunch of crap. You don't get to do that. It's my living room, basically.
God,
So
how do you
GTFO.
not get that?
Well, there's
Like,
a lot of
oh my
ignorant
God.
people out there. Yeah.
Oh my God. Here's another example of just the hatred that some radical Muslims have against Christians, against Jews, against anyone that doesn't believe in their God. This was an extraordinary conversation. I'm not sure where this was captured, but it doesn't really matter because these are the conversations that are happening all across the world at this point. Check this out.
You're a liar. I wouldn't trust you. I'd have to hate you as well.
So the point is you won't have a conversation with me because I'm a Christian.
No, I won't believe anything you say because you're a liar. And you're a Christian as well. So I hate you for the sake of Allah.
You hate me for the sake of Allah.
I hate you for the sake of Allah.
All right.
I hate you for the sake of Allah. Every Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah. Any Jew, any Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah.
He hates me for the sake of Allah.
You hate these and the other.
Would you kill me if you get a chance?
If we're in war, I will chop your head off.
Yeah, Allah guide you.
If we're fighting in war, am I supposed to let him kill me? I said if we are.
No, let's ask this again. Do you hate me?
Yes, I hate you for the sake of Allah.
Who taught you to hate me?
Islam did.
And there you have it. There you have it, everybody. Yeah. So if you think that as a Christian that you're like somehow exempt from this, yeah, you're not. Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it starts very early. And so there was this video going around. I know that some people listen to our show versus watching our show, and it's 100% subtitled. So I'll just read along with what these children in Gaza and West Bank are being taught about Jews, because this starts young. They breed hate from birth. Check this out. We're stronger than the Jews. People love Palestine and they're ready to die for Palestine. I want to fight against them, the Jews, and defeat them in war. At school, they teach us that Al-Aqsa and all of Palestine is ours. The Jews lie and say that their temple is under the Al-Aqsa Mosque. It was never there. I hate the Jews. Yes, they teach us that the Zionists are our enemy. And must fight them. And they teach us that Jews are terrorists. At school, they teach us about Jews. They teach us that they are bad people. They've killed our young. They teach us in school that Jews are fickle, bad people. I'm ready to stab a Jew and drive a car over them.
Oh my God.
I will fight. I will ram a car into them. We have to constantly stab them, drive over them, and shoot them. Stabbing and running over Jews brings dignity to the Palestinians. I'm going to run them over and stab them with knives. Right now, I'm prepared to be a suicide bomber. With Allah's help, I will fight for ISIS, the Islamic State. I mean, what do you...
It's like an 8-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an 8-year-old. Seriously.
It's just horrific.
When you're that young and you're taught that, there's no hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's so awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it reminds me of what happens in North Korea.
Right.
That they're immediately taught. Yeah. They're brainwashed at birth.
Right.
I mean, it's just horrific.
There's no hope. You can't, that's what they're taught from when they're itty bitty. Yeah. It's like, I talked to my daughter-in-law about this too, because she's asking so much about this kind of stuff. Because they're not, I mean, listen, college kids aren't even taught this stuff. They're not even taught about any of this stuff. And so we've been talking a lot about this week. And I'm like, it's just you are taught, you're playing thoughts at, oh my God, you're telling us to grow up. Are you serious?
Because we're showing you exactly what kids are taught.
Yeah. I mean, why would, okay.
Bye. Oh my God. What's going on with the Marks today? Like, yeah, is your name Mark? Did you guys drink something? Okay? Like, what's going on?
Are you okay? All the Marks out there. Yeah. But I mean, listen, you're taught to hate. whether that's taught racism or taught whatever. You're taught that. That's just a fact. Period.
Yeah. And I mean, this is something like, can you imagine like Christian children being taught to be suicide bombers?
No.
They're sent as missionaries to try to like spread the word of Jesus.
Right.
They're not sent to kill people to force them to believe something.
Right.
Like that's what is so insane about radical Islam and anybody that tries to say, no, it's like this super peaceful religion. Well, the ones that are peaceful are not doing it according to their own freaking charter.
Exactly.
So I don't know how you square that. It just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, those are the ones who are like eating bacon and smoking cigars, and they're
right.
like, and it's like, really? Because are you doing it right? Because I don't think you do. Because we've known people like that, right? We've known people that are, are practicing Islam. It's like, but are you practicing it correctly? Because I don't think you are.
Yeah, you haven't mastered it until you're like ready to like be a suicide bomber. Apparently,
you're basically Nancy Pelosi as a Catholic.
Exactly. All right, let's get to some other things because there are other things to actually get to. So, for example, KJP is still touting Bidenomics. There was a new CPI report that came out that shows inflation is leveling, but that prices of things that people need in order to exist are extremely high. And so the more that they keep touting Bidenomics, the more the press corps, thankfully, is like, but nobody actually feels any benefits. So what's that all about? And here is Karine trying to explain.
People still hear Bidenomics and they see rent is up 7.4% year over year. Car repairs, car insurance is up almost 19%. So costs are not coming down for all Americans.
So here's the thing. As we know that when it comes to housing, people are still dealing with a lot, right? We understand how that economic hardship as it relates to housing specifically. That's why the president put forth a plan to deal with, on the federal level, how to help people lower costs with housing. So that is important as well.
What's the plan?
But when you think about wages, wages are indeed up, which matters.
I'll just pause for a really quick second to answer your question.
What was the plan?
I think the plan was to give rebates if you get solar panels.
Okay, so you got to fork over another 30 grand to get a freaking rebate on the house that you already can't afford because okay. Gee, I cannot with this administration. Okay, thank you for that interjection. I appreciate that.
Here's the rest of her answer.
All right.
Over the last year, accounting for inflation, even more for blue collar workers and those not in management. So that matters, as I mentioned moments ago.
Can I interject really quick, because Monica makes a really great point. I hate her eyeshadow. I do too, Monica. I hate it too. Can we just quickly just point out that her eyeshadow just sucks all the time? I hate it. Okay. All right. Thanks.
And then you guys, Paul Krugman, Nobel Prize winning economist, tweeted out like to celebrate the CPI report saying the war on inflation is over. We won at very little cost. So he's like, yay. But he's celebrating that as long as you take out food, power, and shelter, Bidenomics is working great.
Yeah, but
as long as you take out those things, everything's awesome.
You get like a Nobel Prize with an order of shrimp tacos now. No, seriously, it's like it's hard to get a Nobel Prize now. Seriously,
what in the world? I could not believe
that
he tweeted that. And I was like, well, yeah, well, I mean, as long as you don't need a place to live or to eat or energy.
Nobody needs those things.
Everybody's in great shape.
Nobody takes that guy seriously, ever.
Oh, I was trying to get the thumbs up thing to happen. There we go.
There it is. There it is. Yay. There it is.
All right. I mentioned earlier that we were going to get to RFK. RFK has a new 30-second ad that I don't know if he was teasing about this or if he really means it, that he's thinking of playing it during the Super Bowl. I can't even imagine what that would cost him. But here is the ad.
Republicans continue to fight. The left is a cult. I don't want to hear it from Republicans. We'll beat the out of them. Time out. I need you to rate helping your party. Anarchy across America. Radical Democrats. Republicans.
It's just
I was fed up too. And that's why I'm running for president of the United States as an independent. I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I approve this message.
Okay. It tells me nothing about him, though. Just that he likes to walk in nature, you know? I mean, we all like nature, right?
And that the two parties completely suck balls. That's what it says. It says this sucks right now, and I like nature.
It's like this sucks and that sucks. And oh, look, it's like there's woods. I like woods. Okay.
Anyway, I don't know if that's just all he could do in 30 seconds. I don't know. I don't see that being very effective during the Super Bowl.
Was that even 30 seconds? I think it was like 15 seconds. That's all he can really afford for the Super Bowl. He is a Kennedy. They do have like crap tons of money.
They do. That's true. That's true.
So I don't know. It's somebody said it looks like a blue pill commercial. It's like a Viagra commercial. I can't get it up. And so look, we're gonna go.
Well, he was on with Hannity a couple days ago, I think, and Hannity really pressed him about some of his prior statements about the NRA and about the Second Amendment. And so I don't know that he made his point clear. Like, I don't think RFK came out looking.
It was a horrible interview. It was an awful interview. I hated the whole thing. I don't listen because Hannity watches our show religiously, I'm sure. But I don't really like his interview style. He's an awful interviewer. He just talks over people, and he's not. I just didn't like that interview at all. I think he could have done a much better job. He didn't let me finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not a good. Yeah.
He did the same thing with Vivek yesterday. There was a hugely contentious interview between Hannity and Vivek yesterday. If you guys have not seen that, look for it because it was I mean, like they were,
and he puts people on the defense. I just don't like that. I don't like that style. Like, just freaking talk to people like a human, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very much into trying to do the gotcha.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't let people respond. No. And then it just is super ineffective all the way around.
He did that with RFK. And I'm not saying that because I'm like a huge RFK fan. I just feel like as an interview that you're not going to get anywhere with anybody. I don't care who it is. If you go in just swinging and then talking over them, the person that's listening to the interview cannot get any information from that interview. And I got jack squat from that interview with RFK, with anybody for that matter. He just cuts people off. He's terrible.
Yeah. Here is a little piece of that.
Do you still believe the NRA is a terror group?
I support the Second Amendment like I do all the amendments to the Constitution, and I'm not going to take
I didn't ask you if you support the Second Amendment. You called in 2018. You said Parkland students are right. The NRA is a terror group. Do you believe that?
I don't consider the NRA a terror group.
Do you regret tweeting that in 2018?
Well, I don't recall tweeting it in 2018, but if I did, as I said, Sean, I don't consider them a terror group, and I support the Second Amendment.
Okay, so there's that.
There's that. I mean, to me, it wasn't particularly convincing.
The 2A stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have.
It's a concern. I know for a lot of people.
Oh my God, the 2A stuff is a major concern with him. Like that was the one. That was the climate. Like that's the one thing my husband asked me because he's like, I don't know much about this RFK guy. Can you tell me like what's his stance on 2A? That's really the one big thing that I care about. Like, is he going to take my guns away? Because that's
a hard no.
It's a hard no.
So I don't know, like, is he just paying lip service? Is he saying it because he knows he needs to, or does he really genuinely support the Second Amendment?
Yeah.
And will he make sure that it is not to be infringed?
Right.
You know,
and if at any time in his freaking life he's been anti-2A, that's a problem. It's a problem for a lot of us.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so people at the very beginning of the show were asking about my name today, and it is because men make the very best women, you guys. And if you haven't heard, Dylan Mulvaney, who is a dude, was presented with the Best Woman of the Year award from some like queer organization. I don't even know the organization or the publication or whatever. It doesn't matter. The fact is that men are now winning.
I can tell you.
Women's.
Yeah, I can tell you. It's I can tell you what it is. It's what's the name of it? It's crap. I had it.
It's on the. I'm going to play a video, and it says like on the podium.
It's on there. Yeah. Attitude. It's a.
And
British,
I don't know if that's like a magazine or
British
what.
gay magazine. It's a British.
Okay, it is a magazine.
And they've been in circulation since like 1994, and nobody gives a crap about them. Like they're such a. I mean, have you ever heard of them? Really? Before like right now, no one's ever heard of them, and that's probably why they did this. To be honest with you. Really, that's how. At least that's kind of how I feel. Because now they have people are like, oh, Attitude magazine. Never heard of them. Now today they're like super popular.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get real.
So they presented Dylan with this award, and I've got just a tiny piece because Dylan went on for almost 5 minutes in the acceptance speech. So I just got a little bit just so you can see how obnoxious this person is.
Award, supported by Virgin Atlantic, goes to Dylan Mulvaney.
Hello, London! I am so honored to be here with you all tonight. And, you know, some see me as the woman of the year. Some see me as a woman of a year and some change, as I only publicly came out online 560 days ago. And some people don't see me as a woman at all. I know, which is why receiving this honor from a queer publication like Attitude means so much more to me. Because here's what I've realized. You ready? Okay. So, no matter how hard I try, or what I wear, or what I say, or what surgeries I get, I will never reach an acceptable version of womanhood by those hateful people's standards. But as long as I have the queer community that sees me for my truth, I'm going to be okay.
Biology is hateful now.
Right. Then live in your queer community. Live in your little queer universe. Because you don't live in a woman's universe.
Right.
That's
because you don't know what that means.
You don't know what exactly. You'll never live in a woman's world. You'll never actually know what it's like to live in a woman's world because you're not a woman. So go ahead and live in your little queer universe because that's where you live. I mean, you live in a make-believe world.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't even know if he lives in a queer universe because gay people are gay people. So I probably shouldn't even phrase it that way. Gay people are gay. He lives in a world that is just make-believe.
Yeah.
We live in a woman's world where we actually have woman things happening to us that he will never experience. And it's like, too bad for you, dude, because you're a dude. And you're never going to experience the things that women will experience that are magical, wonderful, awesome things. So they're there, Dylan, getting your little A that they bought at some craft store somewhere and they spray painted silver. And that's neat that you got that little award, but you're never going to be a woman. And, you know, too bad, so sad for you.
Blair White, on the other hand, is a trans woman and has been living life as a woman for a long time. We actually had Blair on our show, gosh, like 3 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was before they were on video even. It was just like the audio only version of the show. And Blair actually has a lot of sense when it comes to understanding that she will never be an actual biological woman. It's not possible for that to happen. And Blair was on some panel of like trans and non-binary people because Blair is very concerned about gender reassignment happening with kids. She is very, very outspoken about making sure that this is something that's an 18-year or older decision and that kids cannot consent to the kind of surgeries and different gender therapies that they're being exposed to. So that was the point of this panel that Blair was on with other trans people. And you're going to see the couple fights that Blair had with some of the other panelists. Here's the first one about kids and consent.
The idea that a child can consent to a sex change, to gender affirming surgery, if you believe that, there's really nothing that you can believe they can't consent to.
But see, the thing is, though, some adults don't even understand what they want to do.
Exactly.
So,
how can a child?
But see, children, wait a minute, let's not underestimate the power of these kids today, okay? They are very much more educated because they have much more resources and access than we did coming up. So let's be very clear about that.
And they can consent. Who else says that?
I don't understand this obsession with others people's children.
Obsession.
Get it together.
I have it together.
The obsession with the conservatives about other people's kids. If it is your child, it is your choice what you do with your kid.
Oh my God.
I heard a few conversations about, well, if the child fully understands, they don't because they're children. That's like how being a child works.
So is she the only, is Blair the only person in the room that is sensible?
I'm not sure because I haven't watched that whole whatever that was.
The rest of them are
I just saw a couple of clips that Blair had posted, and so it was that one. And the correlation that she was making is if you can say that a child can consent to puberty blockers when they're 12 or whatever, then you're saying that a child can consent to anything. And she's specifically doing that because she's trying to call out pedophiles and groomers, you know what I mean? Who are like, oh yeah, children are totally, they have the brain capacity to make these huge decisions.
Right.
So she said it without like saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that same Black person who was going at it with Blair then launched into this whole intersectional bullcrap because they are not only trans, but they're also Black trans. So it's a whole different kind of existence. It's so stupid. And then what happened is Blair wasn't even able to respond before the moderator was like, cut. So here's that clip.
As a Black trans woman, you and I do not get to have that same experience.
Oh,
there are more rooms.
I didn't.
There are more rooms that you get to walk in that I will be forbidden in. Someone like me has to create her own space to be able to counteract what you're doing. And I'm not saying that you don't. But what I'm saying here is what I'm trying to get you to understand is my Blackness should not have to pay for your whiteness. That is destroying
I just can't.
my community.
I'm destroying your community.
Stop there.
How are you going to say that and then that's the end?
Yeah, that was the end.
Just so I'm just exhausted by all this bullshit. I'm so exhausted by it.
It is exhausting. And I've got one more thing that's going to make you insane with rage before we get to whack.
What?
So there's obviously lots of discussions happening across the country about trans people in sports, and particularly, I mean, I see a headline on Daily Mail right now: transgender cyclists took gold and silver medals at a Chicago women's race. This just happened.
Yep.
And so, but there are people, like most rational people, know instinctively that's not right. And that, of course, those men have an advantage when they are competing against women because of biology. But there are some people, there is this Wisconsin state rep who is actually suggesting that if you are the parent of a girl who cares about your girl's opportunities in girls' sports, that you are selfish.
Yeah, that's how this guy is.
The best we got was, well, some parents are concerned that their daughter might miss out on a scholarship. They might miss out on playing for this team or that team. Boy, that doesn't sound like community. That sounds like selfishness. I'm sorry to label it that way, but that sounds like what it is to me. I'm only worried about myself. I'm not worried about building the team and having my school have a powerful team.
God, this guy's such a piece of crap. Is what he is. What a colossal piece of crap. Of course, he's doing it in the name of advancing boys and men. Of course, that's what he's doing. So I guess it's selfish of a woman when she's like, you know what? I don't want to go into the MMA ring with Mike Tyson. Is that selfish? Like, seriously? Because when's it going to end?
Well, it's clearly not.
When's this crap going to end? Because I want that guy's daughter to do that, to go into an MMA ring with Mike Tyson or like any other fighter. That's, I don't know, like same sort of fighting class as his daughter. I bet you that guy doesn't even have daughters. That's what I would just imagine he probably doesn't have daughters. Yeah, because he doesn't know what it's like. This guy, what a piece of work. Selfishness.
Oh my God.
This is what liberals do, man. This is what they do. Liberals do that. They call you selfish if you don't want to give up your money, your hard-earned money, to pay for a bunch of other people. You're selfish. This is how they turn it around. This is what they're doing. So now they're doing it with this. Unbelievable. Yeah. So the women are we're selfish now. We're selfish because we don't want men to erase us
and take away opportunities from girls.
Right.
How dare you?
Where are the feminists? Where are the feminists? I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine being that guy's wife?
There's no way he's got one.
What a colossal piece of crap this guy is. What a complete. Oh God, this guy. Unbelievable.
All right, now it is time for whack.
Okay, you guys. Mary Lou Retton is in the hospital. Speaking of athletes, women athletes, she's in the hospital.
Fighting pneumonia, like a rare, weird pneumonia.
She is. She's fighting pneumonia. Let me see if I got to get this. I got to get some of the stuff up because I have some information about it. So she has a rare form of pneumonia, but doesn't have medical insurance. So a lot of people are irritated about this because her daughter has asked, people out here, American. She's in Texas. She lives in Texas. She's asking people to send money to do like a GoFundMe thing. But she's also saying out of respect for her privacy, she's not going to disclose any further details about what kind of pneumonia it is, anything about like her medical stuff, whatever. So this person on Twitter was bitching and moaning about how, listen, America's sweetheart spent most of her life in the spotlight, won 1 gold, 2 silver, 1 bronze medals. Throughout her career, she was featured on the news, on talk shows and commercials, on products. She married former University of Texas quarterback and Houston real estate developer Shannon Kelly in 1990. Works for, I guess, the Houston Baptist University Athletic Department. They have 4 daughters. And she's made a ton of money. Like I guess she's made a lot of money. They say that she's worth anywhere between like $2 and $8 million, or she was at one point. I don't know what her financial.
I saw numbers of like 3 million as of September of this year.
Right. So they're dissing her for this now because they're asking to help pay her medical bills. She doesn't have insurance. Now, listen, I think a lot of people are irritated. Liberals are coming out of the woodwork because back in 2004, I know she spoke at the RNC convention, I believe, with one other gymnast. I can't remember the other gymnast name, but so presumably she's a Republican. Presumably, I don't think you change your political affiliation from 2004 to now. And liberals are like, this is not okay. She should have money. If she's rich, and she should lose everything she has first before she asks for money. Okay. Now, I think both. I'm on the fence here because I'm like, she probably should have had medical insurance if she's worth that much money. But at the same time, I have seen so many people get money for a bunch of crap and do GoFundMes for like fixing their pools. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's people out there who are getting money for getting gender transition surgeries for their kids. And people are giving money, and people are giving money to celebrities for stupid crap all the time. So like, what's the line? Like what's okay and what's not when it comes to GoFundMes? I don't know. And if she has pneumonia and she's like on her deathbed from some sort of weird pneumonia, if you like Mary Lee Retton and you want to give her money for her medical treatment, I don't see why that's a bad thing. It's a free country, right?
Yeah, and they've raised like just hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I know the famous mattress dude from Texas gave 50 grand yesterday, I heard on the news.
Yeah.
So because I think the GoFundMe target was set at like 50,000 and they've made well over 275 at this point. So, but that was my first thought, because I was like, wait, she doesn't have insurance. Like, why would that? She's 55 years old. I hear her do commercials for like menopause supplements and feet things. I mean, she's definitely still working. She's still earning money. Like, you don't get healthier as you age. And I would think as a 55-year-old, medical insurance would be a priority well above almost anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and people
if you
are
have
like,
a house and you have food and shelter, that should be your next expense.
Right. And people are like, well, she's self-employed. Well, Mock and I are self-employed. It's freaking expensive to have health insurance. As evident, we get it. We totally get it. I mean, it's expensive. So, I mean, you got to figure that out. That's like like you say, it's a priority. You got to figure that out. So, and I'm not worth $8 million, not worth $2 million. So it's like, so I look at her and I think, okay, you're worth a lot of money. You should probably make that a priority. You've got 4 kids. I'm assuming she probably has grandkids. I mean, you want to live a long, healthy life. I feel like that's just
a basic. That's like as basic as food and shelter at this point.
Right.
But I mean, like, if people want to contribute, that's super sweet of them.
It's a free country and they're asking for it. Do I think it's tacky? A little bit. I guess that's the word I would use. Is that the word? Maybe that's the Southern girl in me that like, it's a little weird to go, hey, give me money, because I didn't plan well.
I'm not going to tell you all the details about why, but please give me money.
Right. But people are doing it.
They are.
I mean, they're doing it. So that's that. Anyway, it's happening. I thought it was an interesting story. I loved her growing up. I really did.
What's not to love, man?
What's not to love about Mary Lee Retton? you know, but there's a lot of different angles to this story. I just thought I'd let you guys know about it. It's kind of
somebody just said it's up to 380,000 now.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
damn.
I feel like that pays for it and more, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's that could be just barely scraping the surface at this point with medical costs the way that they are.
You're right. If she's been in the hospital for a really long time, but anyways, that's your whack.
Zig, thank you very much. Zig says they need $6,000 for an implant and crown. Well, you can start a GoFundMe because apparently those work really well.
Right.
Thank you for that. And if you need that money, do not send us money. Like people that are like, I'm in dire straits, so here's $10.
Right.
No,
don't
that's
do
not
that.
how that works. You need to not do that.
Yeah.
And C Noons, thank you so much. C Noons says happy birthday to Harley Cat, my
Happy
New York
birthday.
neighbor.
Happy birthday, Harley Cat.
Reminder to everyone that now and anytime is really a great time to stock up on all kinds of goodies from mypillow.com/chicks. The 6-piece towel set, man. If you don't have MyPillow towels yet, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to express to you how amazing they are, but they are amazing. And you can get those for half off right now at mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks for the heaviest, biggest, deepest discounts. And make sure that when you visit mypillow.com/chicks that you also check out their clearance box. Like when you scroll down on that page, there's a box that says like 80% off or clearance items or whatever. Click on that box and there's so much good stuff that's like on super double quadruple sale right now. And then when you use code chicks on top of that, the sales are even bigger. So mypillow.com/chicks. This cat completely freaking out. I don't know if it's a sock that it's playing with or what, but this cat is losing its mind and I love it. Oh my God. Look at his face. What is he doing? I'm going to need a cat. I'm just going to need one. If I wasn't so allergic, I mean, they just amuse the crap out of me. So weird.
So amusing.
I just don't understand what the deal was. And then I know monkeys scare you. And mostly I love monkeys. These monkeys with the big bug eyes.
Oh my God.
What kind of crazy ass sound is this?
What in the world? Oh my God.
That's terrifying.
We should totally name that one Mariah Carey. For real. I don't like that.
Not a fan of these.
Don't like it.
And they say that they're lemurs. I've played with lemurs, and the lemurs that I played with looked nothing like this. They were cute.
Like the weird cousin of the lemur.
I don't like these lemurs.
Oh God, that's annoying.
Yeah, there's dislike.
No.
Also, there's another Rockstar video that you have to see. This dog is like trying to follow a command and just not having. He's just very overzealous, is what I would call this dog.
Sit.
Hey, what's up? Ooh. I want that.
Sit.
Can I just have it?
No.
I rolled over. See? I rolled over.
Didn't ask you to do any of that.
But I did it.
Break. Come here.
Okay.
Sit.
Okay. I'm sitting. Roll over. Come on. See? I'm giving you 2 for 1. Come on. Just give it to me, man.
No. Sit. Stay.
I'm staying.
Lay down.
Laying down. Rolling over.
You're jumping the gun here.
Come on.
Lay down.
Lay down. Roll over. Oh, come on. Now, I should have got it on that one.
You're broken.
I'm not broken. See, I can roll over. I'm giving you 2 for 1, man. Just give me the cookie, man. Just give me the cookie. I'm tired of this.
Sit.
I'm sitting.
Lay down.
I'm laying down. Rolling over. Come on. I earned it that time. Just give me the cookie.
God bless him. He just wanted the cookie. He rolled over like 14 times.
Oh my God. It just cracked me up. This is about the most wholesome video that you're going to see all day. Look at this precious little tot.
Oh God. Oh my God. I cannot.
Look at his little cowboyness.
I just love him. He's like, I'm going to get my chicken. I'm going to put it in my truck.
He's got the bunny packed in there.
I'm gonna need my grandson to do this. I'm gonna need him to do
chicken
this.
in there.
Oh, did you kiss him? Did he give him a hug? I cannot. Okay, let's go. We got work to do.
And then the duck's just like, I'm coming too.
The duck's like, we're going. We're going. Wherever you're going, I'm going. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
You don't get more wholesome than that. You just don't.
So adorable.
You just don't. What is this? I don't remember what. Oh, this is Dane's getting a new. You're gonna love this. These are Great Danes getting a new twin bed mattress, like dog bed, and the owner is trying to get the sheet on the bed to get the bed ready for them, and the Danes are too excited.
No, I'm not having it. We're getting on it. Oh my god.
Nope. Wait till I get the sheet on.
No, we're not waiting. We're not, Daddy. We don't want to wait. No, Daddy. No. Oh my god.
You guys are no help.
They seriously do need a twin mattress though for a bed.
Oh god. I know you're excited. Oh my gosh.
They're like goats. You know what I mean?
They're the greatest.
He's very
He's like, I give up. You're gonna sleep right on the mattress. There's no.
Why are you already on it?
So many flaps.
All the flaps, you guys.
Charlie. I can't.
Oh my god.
I'm supposed to put the sheet on before you do this.
So great. I love all of them.
Aren't they sweet?
Okay,
Oh, they're the greatest.
I'm taking you guys outside before I try to do this all day.
That's probably a good idea. They are the cutest.
So cute. Remember, it's been a while since I played one of the videos from Bowman, who always imitates the Kardashians. He and his friends always imitate the Kardashians.
Yes.
And and they always hold just random objects.
Yes.
Like, so this time he's got like a glass and a giant cucumber. And so they're talking about things being a thing. And just like the Kardashians, this is exactly as much sense as the Kardashians ever make.
Hey.
Hi.
Listen, this whole thing between us has become like this whole big thing.
I think so, yeah.
You think things and I think things, and like we both like think these things.
I don't think these things. These things are just things.
But that's the thing though, right? If that's you though, and like that's your vibe, and you want to make a whole thing about this whole thing, then I guess that's the thing, right? So then,
you are the one that made a big thing about this thing.
That's not the thing at all, though. So okay,
music.
that's not the thing at all. I think that you have things mixed up. I just have like so much going on right now. Like my hands are full with a really big thing right now, and I don't have time for all these little things that you think are going on.
Bowman, you're not the only one that has
No, and
things.
I recognize
That's
that.
the thing.
For me to go do these things and to feel like you think that like my things aren't real things, and that you think that your things are more important than my things, like I think that's the thing.
I'm over this whole thing.
Okay. I have
He
to go
started
anyway,
laughing.
'cause I have a
He
thing,
started
but
laughing.
we'll talk later.
Okay, bye. See.
And then music's like, bow. My favorite is the music.
Oh my god, it just cracks me up.
They're the most useless people. They're just so useless and rich. I'll never understand it. This is why they're literally the cause for the demise of Western civilization.
For real.
The Kardashians are.
For real.
Yeah.
This is a woman who is teasing her dog, and she's totally mocking her dog. And it's so mean, but at the end it's like she also feels bad for doing it, but it's also like really adorable, so I have to show it.
Look at his face. He's like, I don't know if I understand what you're doing. I don't.
I'm sorry.
And then she feels bad.
She's like, I'm really sorry. I'm taunting you. So, people want to know what's on the top right. What is on the top right?
Oh yeah, these are bush babies, and there's just a lot of them, and they are, normally I would think they're super cute, but when there's a lot, somehow it's not as cute.
Terrifying. It's terrifying.
It's a little terrifying.
Okay. Bush babies, you guys. Bush babies. You ready for it?
Here they come.
Oh my God.
There's just,
Here they
just
are.
a lot.
Here are the Bush babies. Woo! Look at the
There's
Bush
just
babies,
so
you guys.
many. I mean, they are really cute, but like that's a lot.
What? Like, what are they? What are they? What is their
They're like
purpose?
they're like squirrel.
They're squirrel
ferrets
cats
or something.
They're squirrel cats, you guys. That's what they look like. What do they do?
They're like little bat ninjas. They're like bat ninja monkeys.
Bat squirrel cats. That's what they are. I don't. They're very odd. What?
That was a little freaky.
Their faces are kind of weird. They look like gremlins. Like if you put water on them, they're gonna kill you.
They do look like gremlins.
That's
exactly what they look like.
Don't add water.
All right. We got to cap it out before we get to gifts. We got to cap it out with Casper. And Casper had himself a great moment here. This is fantastic. I love this dog so much. What would I give to live where you are? What would I pay to stay?
Oh my God.
What would I do to see you smiling at me?
That's fantastic.
I love that dog.
Great. That dog
love it.
rules. He rules.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody needs to be careful. So we're going to do gifts, but everybody needs to be really careful this weekend, okay?
Especially today.
Right. Head on a swivel. I'm traveling this weekend.
But like driving to another small town, right?
It's not really a small town. I mean, it's another city, but it's just a city that I don't live in normally. So I will have my head completely on a swivel. So
and Don Quixote, thank you very much. Happy 248th birthday to the U.S. Navy. Go Navy.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that.
Go Navy. It's your birthday. Okay. Let's bring it in. I'm not going to bring Astrid in because then I have like all the stuff and she'll try to
after.
Maybe after the gifts I can bring her in, but not right now. Yes. And if you can carry.
Please.
Today.
Please do.
Carry.
Please do.
Yeah, totally do that. Okay. Where are we going to start?
Oh my God. There's so many things. You guys are so sweet.
Let me start with the fact that Amber got me the second cat. So now I have that. But then on top of that, you guys, Kelly, I think it's Weissman. Kelly Weissman got me. She said she saw the 2 cats and says, I raised you 2 more cats. So now I have 4 hairless cats staring at me just staring at me.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
So now I have 4 cats. Okay. In addition to those cats, Sid, super fan Sid, got me this pillowcase that I'm going to promptly get a pillow. I just freaking love Sphinx cats. Okay. I've become the crazy cat lady for sure, you guys. Like, Florence, it's true. I've become the crazy cat lady. What am I going to do? So there's that. But then also Amber sent me what I'm very excited about this, you guys. This is going to be added to our record collection.
Oh my God.
Now.
Oh my God. You mean Autumn? Did Autumn sent it?
Autumn. Did I say Amber? I'm sorry. Yes. I meant Autumn. Autumn. I'm sorry. Autumn sent this to me. So I'm very excited. It has Smoky Mountain Rain is the first.
Excellent.
Is the first song on there. I'm going to bust that out.
Well, and she sent me she sent me an album.
Really?
This one. Yes. Gary writes because it got my family song on it. Dreamweaver.
God, that's awesome. Where did you get these? Where does Autumn get this stuff? So that was pretty awesome. Okay. And then Brenda
oh wait, really quickly just before you move on.
You got more?
Autumn also sent me a raccoon book. So
it's that's so nice.
It's a place fit for raccoons. Thank you so much,
right.
Autumn.
Autumn, thank you. I don't know why I called you Amber.
Yeah, it just sort of came out and I was like, wait. And then I started second guessing myself.
Is that your that's your ulterior, that's your other name, when I was in college, we'd go to bars and stuff like this in college. And when I didn't really want to give a guy my name, I would give him my pseudonym, which was Alexis. And I give him my number. And so if they called and I was like, no, I didn't really want to talk to that guy ever again. He'd be like, is Alexis there? And I'd be like, no. So that's what I do. So that was my, alternate name. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Let's see, Brenda. This is from Brenda. And this is, you guys, like so much stuff. So I got, first of all, I got the pumpkins, which I know you love, Ma. You love the pumpkins. I got the pumpkins.
The cowtails.
Cowtails. I got cowtails minis. So excited about that.
I've already busted
I got a
into those.
cute little, look at my cute little purse. It's like a little wristlet.
Oh, and I got, let me see. Is this?
It's a wristlet with cocks on it. Yep.
I got a cool chick one.
And I got an apron. Look at my apron.
I know. I haven't even taken mine out of the box yet, so I'm glad you did, because I also have that.
It's so cute. I love it.
So cute.
And then I got this. I thought this was really cute. This is Oma, and this is Dutch for grandma.
Oh,
and it's an ornament. Isn't that cute?
And
I love that.
An ornament as well. And where is it? It's like in this pile somewhere. But I also got a very sweet ornament. I can't find it right now, but I have it.
So that one is, I love that so much. Okay, then we got, let's see.
These amazing
things. Yeah, Brenda. Yeah, I got this from Brenda too. Like, look, I love these. I absolutely love these. These go in your microwave. So when you, like, say you want to heat up a pot or something in the microwave, you put this in the microwave just like that. And then
you don't have to hold things. Mine has a Georgia thing on the back.
Oh my God, look at you. And you don't burn your hands. Mine has cows and like cow prints. These are so cute. Genius idea. Absolutely genius. So there's that. I got,
by the way, there were two Brendas. There were two Brendas that sent separate things.
Yeah, that's right. Because that one was Brenda Patak. Am I pronouncing that right?
And Brenda, she's one of the ones that's coming to Costa Rica.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's right.
And then it was Brenda Bonema, I think is how you say it, that did the apron and the ornament and the bags and the pumpkins and the cowtails. So two different Brendas.
Okay. And then Dora Kyler. I hope I have that right.
Donna.
Did I say? Okay. It looks like Dora.
Because there's just one N, but it's Donna.
It's Donna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Donna, I'm sorry. I'm butchering your name. Donna sent me the Tucker Carlson book.
And it's signed.
They're signed, you guys. It's signed.
So excited.
So excited about that. Okay. My God. There's so much stuff, you guys.
I know. It's just
all right.
too much.
And then I got this sweet little bracelet from Diana that it's a little bracelet that has Cash's name on it. Do you guys see? Isn't that sweet? I love that so much. It's a little memory for you to wear for Cash. God bless and keep you. Thank you so much, Diana. That was so sweet. Okay, there's more. There's more. Yep. Nicole Q. I know you have something from Nicole Q.
Yes, I do.
What did you get from Nicole Q?
Raccoons, man.
Mine's a pink cow. I love him. It's like a strawberry. He gives strawberry milk. She gives strawberry milk.
That's so awesome.
Okay, and Via, we got stuff from Via.
Oh my gosh, Via.
This shirt that I'm wearing is from Via.
Oh, okay.
Via is like Via is too much.
Out of control.
Via is out of control. Right?
Right?
Okay, I got this little sign from Via. Got a little sign from Via.
Aww.
Bath soap company. I got this. This is so me. This is so me.
Which one are you? Which one is that?
It says Happy Hallow Thanks, Miss.
Yes, I have a blue one.
So me. Look at that. I'll wear that immediately. And then we got some Halloween, like a lot more Halloween stuff. Halloween shirts, all sorts of Halloween shirts. Via, you are too much. Too much. I got more Halloween shirts.
Oh my gosh.
And then like for trick-or-treating, I'll probably wear a lot of these when we go trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
My brother still does that. Okay, let's see if I can I still have a couple more things.
Well, hang on. Before we move from Via, she also sent both of my boys Georgia shirts. And these are so nice.
Oh my God, I love those.
I know. So nice.
Super cute.
So now that I've shown them, I can finally give them to the boys. Because they've got cards.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. We have to like hold on. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to see what else I got in here. I don't know. I got this, and I don't know who sent it.
What is it?
It's a keychain, and it's Cash.
Aww.
I know, it's very sweet, and I don't know who sent it.
Who
you guys.
sent that?
I don't know. There was no name on it. It came from Amazon, and I don't know who sent it. So if you sent it, please show yourself at once.
I have from Tracy, I think it's Boughton, bracelets for the dogs. So like there's one that says Maisie May. There's one that says Chicks. There's one that says Ella Dog. There's one that says COTR.
Oh
so I got
my
these cute
gosh.
little bracelets.
Did she make those?
Yeah.
Those
Aren't
are so sweet.
And they came in this cute little bag. So super
so cute. And then this is
love
from
them.
Beth and Tim Simmons, St. Louis Insiders. Look at this.
Oh,
you
oh my
see?
God, I love that.
I love it too. I absolutely love this. I
Oh my
absolutely love
gosh,
it.
I
And it has little
love
things. It
that.
has little things in the bottom, and it'll stand up. And so I'm going to put that over here on my.
Oh my God, I love
You guys can see the
that.
thing behind me. I don't know if you can see it, that shelf behind me, but I have one over here.
Oh wait, let me embiggen. Hang on, I can embiggen.
Can you embiggen? You can see the
Not
thing
very
behind
much.
me. Yeah, but over on the side, you can see right.
You can
right-
see just the end of the shelf.
Right. You can see the
Yeah.
shelf. I have a shelf over here, and I'm going to put it on that shelf over there. So
I love
thank you
that.
so much, Beth and Tim. That
Love
was
it.
just so sweet. I think I'm nearing the end of my. Oh no, one more. I got one more. Hold on. Hold the phone. Sandy makes baby hats for preemies at a local hospital because of course she does. Right. I mean, people are so
Oh
much
my
better
God.
than I'll ever be. Anyways, she made these for little baby Henry. I mean, hats.
Oh
Look.
my God.
Look, there's one. Can you even with these little baby beanies? I cannot. I think this is
Oh
my
my
absolute
God.
favorite, but I do like it when they have little balls on top. I cannot deal.
Because you like
But
balls.
I like balls. You guys know I like the balls, but I like just
Those
can
are
you-
adorable.
I
Oh my
mean,
God.
just the sweetest. So I'm so excited. I get to like
Ugh.
take these to Sweet Little. But thank you, Sandy. Just this, I just love these. Anything homemade, I love all these things. So thank you guys so much.
You
I'm just
guys.
overwhelmed with the stuff. Sorry, it's been a long time coming. Showing
Yeah, we
you
had
all
a
these
lot to get
things.
to.
We had
And
a lot.
then
Yeah.
you'll, if you haven't gotten this yet, I'm sure you will, but we got our medallions from Hung Cow.
Yes, I did get it from Hung Cow. Yes, I did. It's sitting over here. I got it. Mhm.
So yeah, he wrote us cards. This one says, "Thank you for having me on the Chicks on the Right. Here is the coin that I promised." And he said, "Remember that." Oh gosh, I'm so bad at reading it. Remember that something means. Oh, remember that hung means have in Vietnamese. So
Right.
don't think I'm crude when it says my senator is hung.
My senator's hung. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway, he sent these.
He's so dear. You
So
guys,
dear.
he was so dear. He wrote us both like a really nice, you can see like this is his little thing.
His
and then he
fancy
wrote
little stationery.
right. And he wrote like a handwritten thing, which was just so he was very, very dear. Not everybody does that with us.
No, I mean, that was really nice.
Yeah, a lot of our guests just completely ignore us after they talk to us. And he did not do that. He was very
Because, you know,
very
they
dear.
all say, oh, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that.
We'll
And he was like,
retweet,
I'm
we'll
going to
do-
send you a coin. And he did it.
He did it. And he wrote,
So
he,
that was
and
kinda
he
neat.
hand, wrote a thank you note to both of us, which what a stand-up guy, right? What a
Mhm.
good dude. So he was raised right.
That's
that
right.
man. Mhm.
Anyway, hearts go to everybody who sent gifts. That is so
doesn't work.
sweet.
Mine doesn't do that. It's just from my actual heart, you guys. So thank you. Thank you,
You
guys
guys
for
are too good to
everything. You're
us.
too much. Yes, you are too good to us, and we love you so much. Everybody be very, very careful today. Just, be on the lookout for stuff and love your families. And we will talk to you on Monday. All right. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.